Lisa Block here, MD&M West, super excited to talk to my panelists about something that is becoming a trend that we're really having to be aware of that we haven't always had to deal with. So we're going to kind of venture into the waters of data collection and cybersecurity and things of that nature. And so I'm going to let you start off, Tony, and just basically express, what you're working on.
This is one of those things that I find kind of scary, because not only do I not understand it, but I don't even know how to grasp it. And so I have to rely on our IT partners and the people that know this better to help me to find success, right? I've heard so many horror stories of companies that get hacked, or people will get into their system and say, and it'll be like the ransomware, right? Pay me this much money or we're going to wipe your whole system.
That is happening. In fact, I would like to go on the record and say, and this is public knowledge, but literally multiple police departments in Texas did the exact same thing. Like, they got a ransom letter, they shut down their entire system. You're talking about thousands and thousands of file of body-worn camera and all of this other stuff they need for legal purposes, and receive ransom letters saying, if you don't pay this much money, we're not going to give you access to your information anymore. And they weren't too excited about it, but they had to pay it out because they had no other measures. And we're seeing more and more companies come out with ways to protect us. So what do you think about this, Scott? Like, have you seen the same?
Here's how I sort of roll with it. There's been an evolution of this desire to collect data. There's gold in the data, and if I'm a manufacturer, there's gold there, and if I can find that gold and make my operations more efficient, then I'm a winner. I'm going to reap that benefit. But it's over a period of time when we start talking about Industry 4.0, right? Now they're talking about 5.0. We're talking about so many different, just how it's evolved over a period of time. What happened was, I want to be a connected facility. I want to collect that data. I have my devices. I'm sticking them out on assets, and I'm pulling data. We failed, or we forgot, that those are also penetration points in the world of cybersecurity. So although you're a connected business, you have to also ensure that those devices are properly protected. And we're like going device crazy, and then all of a sudden, oh my, we need to be cyber, focused as well, and nobody.
Well, can I ask a question
Please.
first? And I want you both to answer this question. What do you say to the person that says your entire business is built around collecting data? Your entire business is around innovation. Your entire business is based around being technologically advanced. How did you not know that this could be a risk? What do you say to the people that have conversations like that?
How did you know it could not be a risk?
How could you not know?
For things to be stolen?
How do you not put a fail-safe in place to protect the backbone and lifeblood of your entire business?
What I think is really difficult is, for a long time, my father, I speak about him all the time, he was under the impression that because our servers were in-house, we were safe, right?
Wow.
Because it wasn't in the cloud. Our servers are in-house, we are safe. We were doing tape backups, we were doing all that stuff, right?
Mainframe room.
Yeah, and so he had this idea that the cloud is dangerous, inside is safe. And it took a long time to get him to understand in the research that the cloud is much safer than inside, because
false sense of security.
Yeah, now you
false sense of
you
security.
have all the Google software,
Yes.
you have all the other software that's going on protecting huge businesses and the police departments and all these things. I'm a small company. I can't afford the same sorts of protections that they can. And so you have this false idea that you're safe inside your own house.
Absolutely.
Right? Where you need the safety of outside the house to come back in and watch over all of it. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't have your own backups.
That's what I was going to say. Okay,
right?
so I'm going to stop you there because I need to pose a different question to the two of you. So you say, well, I'm a small business. I may not necessarily be able to afford to protect my information like this. But my question is, in the world that we live in the technology that we create and the innovation that we drive, can we afford not to protect it?
No.
No. And here's how I look at it.
No.
It's a cultural challenge. How many people want to talk about cybersecurity?
I hate that conversation, but it's necessary.
It is. And when do you want to have that cybersecurity conversation?
Well, most people have it after they've
There
been
you go.
That's
screwed
what I was
over.
gonna say.
It-
After
it
you've been robbed,
always
it's too
after.
late. Yeah.
It's always 100% of the time, sadly, we need to begin saying, okay, we're a company that's connected. Okay, we want to begin putting our information in the cloud, which is a good thing to do because it's going to happen anyway, whether you like it. On-prem, cloud, put it in the cloud. And then you're going to have that conversation of saying, I'm connected. Your CNCs are connected. Your equipment's connected. You better have an idea right then and there and have those conversations whether you like it or not.
They're awful conversations to have.
They
I mean,
slow me
Awful.
down.
They-
Excruciating,
Well,
but necessary.
Because they're scary.
They're scary, but this
Right.
is the thing. This goes back to anywhere else we talk. We are required to innovate. If we're required to innovate, then we have to protect what we do and how we think and how we move within this industry. If you think about it, I mean, you are putting yourself in a very precarious position. Nobody has all of their IP protected on pen and paper, right? It is somewhere in someone's cloud, right? And we're hoping that we don't have to venture into my drawings have been stolen or anything like that. Now all of a sudden a new technology has emerged that happens to look exactly like yours. I know we don't want to spend the money because it's crazy expensive, but you cannot replace your life's blood and what you've created being stolen from you, and now it's no longer private, even if you do get the files back.
You know what I think happens sometimes to that
What?
point is we are so busy
Yeah.
creating that next innovation
Yeah.
that we miss sight of the fact of planning for the disaster.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, really, we are building the
Don't need
next
an
future.
umbrella
We
until
are
it rains.
right. We are
Yeah.
building that next thing. That's where
Yeah.
all our innovation is going. That's where all our technology is going. That's
Yep.
where all our
Yes.
brain power and our engineering staff is going. Everybody is thinking, how do we make this bigger, better, and the next great thing? And then that thing happens. And so this is a warning to everybody to get stuff in place so that that doesn't happen to you. And it's not a difficult thing to do.
Nah,
It's just
the
a
sil-
matter of thinking a little bit forward, right?
Yeah, the silver lining is the fact that everybody understands the challenges that we have in the world of cybersecurity. The market itself is in a position where they understand that I don't like having a conversation around cybersecurity because people complain about it because it says you're going to be restricting my ability to get my job done. But the reality is that they know that the tools are available. You can definitely implement the solutions that give you the protection. You
Yeah.
just do it and
Yeah.
don't lollygag.
Now, Lisa, question for you. You guys make products, right?
Yeah.
So have you been to shows before and you have people come over and they start taking pictures of your products?
Oh my
And
goodness.
they're asking questions
Oh
like,
my
how's
goodness.
this work? What's this do? What's going on with that?
When we used to exhibit at an unnamed show that is not this one, when we used to exhibit at an unnamed show that's not this one, we literally used to leave our products within full view because we felt like people connected better with things when they can see, touch, feel.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
What we found was that when we weren't looking, people were taking photos of the interfaces. They were trying to take them apart. They were taking videos. And what we found was we were going to have to put ourselves in a position where we made it as difficult as possible for people to duplicate what we've done. Now, fast forward to 2024, actually walking through an exhibit hall with a technology that we are industry recognized as the pioneers and looking at another company who manufactured our IP. There was no way they could have made it without the violation of the IP. And even when we went through the legal portion of it, they said, well, we actually only intended to make it, so we made the shell to display at the show. But what you imply to the people is that you're providing the same product. Can you imagine how insane?
I'm sure that you believe them, right? Oh, it's
Right.
just a shell. Good to know.
Oh.
Good to
Woo,
know.
I thought
It's
it was
theft.
something
And
bigger
I
than
will
that.
say this. I am so sorry, right? I am so sorry that you have people out there. I had someone actually tell me that there were no original ideas. And if we get to a place in manufacturing where we don't have a single original idea anymore, our days are numbered, right?
Yeah, I don't-
Invest in your own idea. You
Yeah.
can use what's been done and improve upon it, but you should not be trying to just come out, duplicate it, because you've got more venture funding. The
No.
truth of the matter is there needs to be something about your business that contrasts to the others. And if you're just like everybody else, then I have no need to purchase your technology. So what's the use in copying it?
Yeah, I've had similar situations to that.
Yeah.
That's why I ask. I think it's a very
Especially in
important
our
question.
industry.
Yeah.
We love to copy in our industry.
Yes. Well, I mean, you're making more things, right? You're additively
Yes.
making things, so you're
Yes.
adding things to the manufacturing landscape. You know, we've had similar situations. We ask ourselves that question: what's the right thing to do when you come to a show like this and you bring cutting edge technology, whether it's a additive machine or a laser welder or a laser engraver? You want people to see the latest and greatest, but you also don't want those things stolen from you, right? And so do you cover them up before you go to bed and you hope like nobody's gonna lift the sheet?
No, but
Like
that's
who
the-
cares, right? And so I don't mean to cut you
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
So what we always look at is, yeah, you can make the shell, but you can't make the inside like we do.
And
Right?
that's
You
it.
can make it look like
Yes.
this. You can pick the same colors. You can make it nice and big. You can make it whatever you want. But you don't have the team that we have that's going to give it the time, the effort, the resources, and the technology to make it the best thing on the planet.
Well, even more than that, and I'll wrap up with this. When all is said and done, don't be a second-rate copy of someone else. Get out there, innovate, create your own technology, because no matter what anybody does, the fact of the matter is you innovated in the first place, which means you've already gotten the bumps, you've already gotten the bruises, you've already gained the knowledge that people who are copying you will still have to go through. So focus in on what you're doing, your focus, your company. Keep innovating, and don't worry about the copycats. Soon enough, they will sift themselves out. Listen, this has been an amazing conversation. MD&M West 2025. I'm here with my guys, Tony and Scott. News and Brews. Stay tuned.